So one day, this whole Snow White remake has been getting very popular recently, and it's a big mess. One day I was talking to my mom about the research I've been doing, because every once in a while, instead of just the average history stuff I'll be studying and researching, I'll every once in a while try and find research on my uh, family heritage, like my family line and stuff like that. And what I saw was that like people with my last name were commonly around Spain because they were kicked out of Spain, and then a very small amount in Colombia and the U.S., which is my family. So I said to my mom that possibly means that we are the only ones in the U.S. with the last name Calle. It was not true, but they said no. Isn't the doesn't that one actress have that last name? The one from Snow White? I was like, oh, I had to look it up, and thank God, I'm not related to that thing. But yeah, the whole thing's a mess. I've seen a lot of clips of things they said, and it's just actually terrible.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937.
Did they write this shit? That would explain a lot, but that is worrying. I don't know much else to say about that. Yeah, that's
We absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
they described a person falling in love. They said she's not gonna be saved by the prince. She's not gonna be falling in love with the prince. It's not 19 whatever they said. That is not a very pedophilic standard like the year they described that often had. Just saying they in general fell in love was saved. That's not like so far in this interview, even though I've not seen the clip that I've seen, but they said that like it was from like the 60s or something. So that like yeah, it's very evident that it is because she falls in love with the guy that stalks him. The prince, sorry, I have not seen the movie, but I screwed it all out. Okay, let me continue. I haven't seen it, and I don't think the prince stalks her. I feel like it's just that like she ate the poison apple, passed out, and then the dwarves just helped them on their deathbed somewhere in the forest, mythical, where the dwarves live. And then they I don't know what they did. She's just in a glass box. They can't feed her or something while she's passed out. And then the guy, like, I don't know, he hears a story about it, just finds it, I don't know, discovers them, and then he falls in love. So that means that it was true love, so that means that the true love's kiss did save her. And pretty much, she was just saved by someone. You can't just go, you saved me. Creep, like, that guy actually saved them in the story, and it's not a very weird thing to fall in love with. Also, on one of the clips, they talked about how like people keep talking about how like, oh, it's Snow White because that's a very racist thing because they're Snow White, they are pale white, just fully white. That's very racist. It is a German fairy tale. Like, I don't know the original story, but a lot of fairy tales, like the original ones, especially the German ones, are incredibly bad. Like, imagine telling that as a nursery rhyme to your child, the original German things. That child is gonna have nightmares. And, but, nonetheless, it's, they made it more friendlier when Disney got around to making a movie by it, because Disney did not make those stories. Disney did not create that many original things until way later on. They started off with like making fairy tales animated, and even Mickey Mouse was an original. But the thing is that the reason they're called Snow White, I'm not even sure if that's supposed to be the character's actual name. That's just what they're referred to in the story, because their skin is pale white, because they are German, they are European. That's just what they look like. They're just saying like, this character looks like that, as a few other people in this area also looks like the average person, you know. So it's not really a racist thing. And also the fact that like one actor just all of a sudden this year's like the one like that one dwarf actor has just this year been getting very mad at anything having to do with dwarves, whether it's like mythical or the actual people. Said, no, do not say dwarf, do not say midget. I do not want to see any content of dwarves anymore, because that's patronizing them. I don't know. Don't make the dwarves actual dwarves. They made them fucking regular-sized people. That's stupid. The whole thing of many bits of folklore, like dwarves, were all made by people just not seeing something properly, or a weird occurrence that isn't very common. Like, people mistook manatees for mermaids a lot, and that's how mermaids were made. They just thought, oh, tail sounds like it's a person singing, must be half fish, half human. And that's how mermaids were made. Someone probably saw in the distance, like, someone crouching, or an actual dwarf in, like, an ancient Greek forest or something, I don't know. And then thought, what is that thing? What? And then made, like, a mythical name for it. It's a dwarf. And then we just describes the actual scientific occurrence of it as being dwarf, because that's just all it is. Like, a lot of times we don't, dwarves, the mythical things in folklore aren't even mythical. It's just a person but a bit shorter. So really no difference. So why not just have the mythical dwarves just be normal dwarves, since that's actually what they are. It's not like in the movie they're being depicted as leprechauns or something. No Christmas elf. It's not just as they're carrying Snow White. No, it's just a fucking. It's just a smaller person. That's all it really is. You don't have to get mad at that. They got regular sized people. That's not even the dwarf at that point. Fucking Snow. I'm not even gonna say it now. And the regular sized people, the seven average height men. Quite the title. Fucking stupid.